Commander Vrek stood at the bridge viewport, mandibles clicking in frustration as he watched the security feed. The human prisoner was escaping, again. 3 cycles of captivity, and 3 attempts. This species possessed a stubborn resilience that defied all logic. All units to detention level 6, Rek ordered through the ship-wide comm. Human subject has breached containment. Weapons authorized. The galactic hegemony had encountered many species in their expansion across the stars, but humans were an anomaly. From a death world with crushing gravity, toxic atmosphere pockets, and extreme temperature variations, they evolved as apex survivors. The scientific division was eager to study this specimen, particularly after observing his regenerative capabilities. On the security feed, Rek watched as the human, designation Tom, navigated the corridors with uncanny precision. He moved, differently than during previous escape attempts, more confident, more dangerous. Lieutenant Mox rushed to Rek's side, breathing heavily. "Commander, he's disabled the neural barriers on level 6 and 7. He's heading toward the armory." "Impossible," Vrek hissed. "Those barriers are keyed to hegemony neural patterns." He figured them out," Mox stammered. He watched the guards operate them and learned the sequence. Vrek's inner eyelids flickered in disbelief. The detention wing security feed now showed 3 guards unconscious outside the human's cell. Not dead. The human never killed when incapacitation would suffice. Another puzzling behavior. "Lock down the armory, activate all security drones. I want that human back in containment now." The first confrontation occurred at Junction B7. The security feed showed Tom cornered by 4 guards armed with plasma pikes. Standard procedure. The weapons were set to incapacitate, not kill. The valuable specimen needed to be preserved. What happened next sent ripples of unease through the command bridge. The guards fired simultaneously. 4 plasma bolts struck the human directly. Tom stumbled back against the wall, his simple prison garment scorched. Then, impossibly, he straightened up and laughed. Not a manic laugh of pain or delirium. A genuine laugh of amusement. The guards hesitated, confused by this reaction. In that moment of hesitation, Tom moved. He was on them before they could fire again, disarming the first guard with a precise strike to the nerve cluster in the wrist, a weakness in hegemony physiology he couldn't possibly know. Within moments, all 4 guards were unconscious, and Tom was armed with a plasma pike. "How does he know our physiological weaknesses?" Mox whispered, mandibles trembling. Vrek had a disturbing realization. "He's been studying us while we studied him." The next security feed showed Tom at the armory door. Instead of forcing entry, he simply waited. When a security team approached from behind, he turned and smiled at them. The team leader ordered him to surrender. Tom responded by pointing at the ceiling panel above the team. When they looked up, confused, he struck. Not at them, but at the panel, which crashed down, temporarily disorienting the squad. By the time they recovered, Tom had disappeared into a maintenance shaft. "He's toying with us," Rek realized. He could have harmed them, but chose not to. The ship's AI chimed in. "Commander, the human has access to terminal and engineering section. He's transmitting a signal." "Block it," Vrek ordered. Too late. "Signal sent on emergency frequencies. I'm detecting approaching vessels at the edge of our scanner range." Vrek's blood ran cold. "Identify." "Human ships. 3 cruiser-class vessels." Understanding dawned with horrifying clarity. This wasn't an escape attempt. It was a reconnaissance mission. The human had allowed himself to be captured, endured their examinations, all while gathering intelligence on hegemony technology, physiology, and tactics. Alarms blared as the ship's systems began failing one by one. Engineering reported critical systems were being locked out. The human had planted logic bombs throughout their network during his previous failed escape attempts. Rek ordered battle stations, but it was already too late. The command center doors slid open, and Tom stood there, still smiling that unnerving smile. "Your weapons won't work," Tom said calmly. "I've disabled them. No one needs to get hurt. What do you want?" Vrek demanded. "Originally, just to go home. Now, To deliver a message, Tom stepped forward, seemingly unconcerned by the dozen hegemony officers surrounding him. The galactic hegemony has a policy of testing new species by capturing specimens for study, determining weaknesses before deciding whether to conquer or trade. It's efficient but flawed. Tom pointed to the view screen, which now showed the approaching human fleet. You chose the wrong test subject from the wrong species. Humanity doesn't abandon its own. A transmission cut through the communications blackout. A human voice, firm and authoritative. Hegemony vessel, this is Captain Reed of the Earth Defense Force. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded. Your prisoner will be released to us, and then we'll talk about reparations. Tom tapped. His wrist and all the ship's lights returned to normal. I've restored your systems, no permanent damage done. Your ship is undamaged, your crew is alive. Remember this, Mercy. He turned to leave, then paused. One more thing. When you report back to your council, tell them humans don't want war. We want peace, trade, cultural exchange, the works. But if you shoot at us again... Tom smiled, the expression somehow both friendly and terrifying. Well, now you know how that ends. As human boarding parties secured the ship, Rek watched the prisoner, no, the infiltrator, greet his compatriots with embraces. The commander realized with chilling clarity the hegemony had catastrophically misjudged these humans. They hadn't captured a specimen. They had provoked an entire species that, despite their technological inferiority, possessed something far more dangerous: adaptability, cooperation, and a disturbing ability to laugh in the face of superior firepower. The hegemony doctrine would need revision. Some species couldn't be studied in captivity. Some had to be approached with respect from the beginning. Humans, it seemed, fell decidedly into the latter category.